think we're on. All right. Hey, hello. All right. Hey, everybody. Hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hey, everybody. All right. I'm gonna let y'all get in here for a second. Let me get myself acclimated. I'm like trying to get myself mentally there. So give me a moment so I can get myself right. Let's see. Make sure. No. That. Trying to. Okay, here it goes. Perfect. There it is. I needed. Okay. There we go. Down here. Brightest. Okay, that's okay. All right. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I'm here. So I know it's like a little trying to get my stuff here right. Okay. All right. I think we're on. I think we're good. Everything. I was trying to get some things figured out. So I was trying to get that all worked out. Make sure everything's good across the board. Hey, happy Wednesday. All right. It's time for our live readings, y'all. So we are on Instagram. We are also on, we're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We are on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. I think that's it. YouTube, right? I said YouTube, right? And Facebook. So we're on all those things. So, all right. So this is the opportunity, guys, for y'all to ask me whatever questions y'all want to ask me about. So every Wednesday and Friday, I get on live. I'm going to be doing about an hour and a half worth of readings. This is when y'all can come on in and ask me your questions. And so here's the thing. If you have a question about your life, you got to be specific with your question, because I'm not trying to guess what you're wanting to know. I just need you to ask me specifically what you want to know so I can tune into that and then move on to the next person's question. These are entirely free. Y'all don't have to give me any money on TikTok. I know it's a thing for people to pay psychics or to give them gifts and stuff like that. That's great, but I don't need it. These are all entirely free, y'all. So there's no cost for any of this. So if you have a question about your life, be specific with your question. Like if someone says, do you have a message for me? That's not a specific question. If someone says, what is Jeffrey thinking? I don't know. What the hell what you talking about, girl? I don't know what you're talking about. So you got to be specific. Don't assume I can read minds, because that's not how it works. So ask me a specific question, and then I will go through and try to answer as many of them as I can. If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect with? So that way I can tune in, try to get that spirit on board, and then get them to share anything that might help you to know that they're with you as well. Okay. So I do this every Wednesday, every Friday. It is free of charge. There's no cost. I am doing a monthly raffle. Every single month I give away a free session for anybody who would like to have a private one-on-one session with me. Right now, it takes a little longer. For people who are wanting to do a mediumship session, it takes a little longer because I'm booked out a few months in advance. And so with the live reading stuff, those are a lot more. Those are available more sooner than a few months. But if you would like to have a private one-on-one reading with me for free, it's going to be a free session. You don't have to pay for it. I just need you to do 3 things, okay? And I'm going to announce last month's winner this week. So I should be posting that. I was supposed to post that today. I just didn't get around to it. So I'm going to post it tomorrow. And then I'll reach out to that person to set them up. So, but you get to choose the session of your choice. So you can have like a live reading. You can have a mediumship session. You can have a spiritual guidance and coaching session with me. It just depends on what you want. But you get to choose the type of session that you want. But I need you to do 3 things. I need you to tag a friend in the comment section. So a person that you think would also appreciate readings or a free session or the opportunity to enter to win. That's 1. I need you to tag a friend at so-and-so at the bottom. 2, I need you, got like hair in my mouth. I need you to go to my site, fernandamorone.com, and sign up for my newsletter. I put out a bi-weekly newsletter. So twice a month I send out a newsletter, and it's packed with a bunch of good stuff to know about, stuff that you can use to develop your own psychic abilities. It's a bunch of stuff. And so I know a lot of people have this strategy of selling via newsletters. I try to actually avoid that. So even though at the bottom you can, if you want to make an appointment, you can, but the top is usually usually most full of stuff. So it'll be like, Dear Ferny, people have questions about stuff that they want to know more about. That's what it is for. Videos y'all can use for developing your psychic abilities or for understanding spirituality, anything and everything. Whenever I'm on TV, I was on TV on Monday in Colorado. So any like links to the segment that I was on, I'll tie that into the newsletter as well. But I need you to just sign up for my newsletter. So 1, tag a friend, bottom in the comment section. 2, go to my site fernandamorone.com and enter the newsletter, so that way you can receive that newsletter every 2 weeks. And then 3, share this video with whomever you want. So if you guys have followers or people that you might think might appreciate it, share it with people. But just share the video feed, so that way that people have a chance to also come in and ask their questions as well. Okay. A few things before we get started. 1, let's see. I don't go in any particular order. I just bounce around, y'all. So I won't be just like going in order from like one to another. I just bounce around all over the place. So just FYI with that. 2, let's see. 2, if you want to come on video with me, and this is for TikTok, this is for Instagram, and this is also for, well, I don't do video through Facebook or whatever, because that would be like a whole nother story there. But if you're on TikTok and you're on Instagram, you can come on video with me, because I do some of the live videos later in the second part of the broadcast. But just request to be a guest. Now on Instagram, right down here, there's a little plus with a little like thing. Click that, and then you can request to be a guest. If you're on TikTok, I think there's a little thing right down here that you can request to be available or whatever, because some people want to be on as well, and I'll pick someone from the list as well. What else? That's that. As usual, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, that's it. That's all I need to say. All right. So as usual, my statements are, first of all, psychics don't know everything. We don't see everything. We sense things. There's a big difference, y'all. So if those of you are popping in here thinking that I'm going to know everything about you, does not work that way for any human being or any psychic in existence. If you find one, let me know, because I'd like to meet them. Doesn't happen. But we do sense things, and some of us are exceptionally good at what we do. And so if you, so as usual, my statements are personal opinions that guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you decide to take in your life, you are, of course, 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. I know a lot of people worry about that, but you really can if you want to. And as usual, you can still ask me, I'm like losing my train of thought here. You can ask me, my statements are personal opinion. I'm trying to remember everything I say. I usually say this automatically, but I'm like, my thought is scattered right now. So my brain's just scattered right now. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. And if you don't want to know, don't ask me, because people ask me questions and they want to hear a specific answer. I'm not here to give you the answer you want. I'm here to tell you what I sense and what I feel. So whether you disagree with me or not, that's entirely your problem. I'm just going to tell you what I sense, what I feel, but I am considerate of how I say things and share things with people. And I definitely don't tell people, oh, you're going to die in 2 weeks. I don't do stuff like that. Psychics who do that, that's really shitty, but that's just the way that I feel. All right, so let's bounce around here. I'm not going in any particular order again, so just FYI, I will be bouncing back and forth between the different platforms. Yeah, Anne on Facebook. Will me and my guy recover from the situation we are having at the moment and move forward together in relationship, please? Here's the thing. I feel like this is going to be a complicated issue to work through, because I feel like there's going to be more than one instance of this, or this might happen again. And so what I would say to you is, if you are going to work on this to try to move forward, y'all need to make it very clear what the expectations are with this being worked through. I do think, however, there may be more than one instance of this if there hasn't already been, because I feel a repeating pattern with the situation. So what I would say is, as of right now, I'm leaning towards no. Just because I feel like it's gonna repeat itself, or this might come up again. But this is something you can work on. So if you really want to work through it, you're gonna need to get on the same page with each other, and y'all need to set clear expectations. So that way, if it happens again, or this keeps being the issue, then you don't have any reason. You don't have to give an excuse at that point. You're very well within your right to move forward. But as of right now, I'm kind of leaning towards no. But it may take another 3 months before you get to that point. Okay. But I mean, like I said, if you want the relationship to work, you didn't have to. Yeah, I know. I already saw what you said. You didn't have to tell me like exactly what happened. I figured out what it is. I just want to put it out there, because some people just don't like to hear all that. CC Oneness Journey. Hi, Ferny. Is there a message from my father for me? Yeah, a couple of things. One is, I'm not sure if your father was a bit of a different personality when he was younger versus when he was older, but I'm kind of feeling this like kind of shift in the nature or shift in the personality. For example, like when I think of my grandfather, I hear stories about my grandpa when he was younger and my mom was young. They said he was he was a butt, you know, he wasn't like evil. It's just that he was a harder man to deal with, and he had expectations, and he was stricter. That was the word I was trying to use. And so he was different. But then in the older years, of course, he changed, and I didn't know him that way. In fact, I knew him the opposite way. But I feel like your dad is acknowledging a little bit of a difference in his nature, and he's almost apologizing for when he was younger or for when he wasn't able to do as much as he would have wanted to. So there's a reference to that. He also is acknowledging, I am seeing the number 11, so the 11th of a month is significant, or the month of November may be connected. He also keeps acknowledging, he's showing me something that reminds me of shells. You know, whenever you open up a shell and then there's a pearl inside, he's showing me something like this. So I don't know if you have something that's like with shells that is connected to your dad that he's that's making reference to or signifying, or there's a special thing about shells or a pearl. But there's a reference to that because he's making reference to this. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He also is... don't know if he spent any time on the water or near the ocean, but I am seeing like a scene where I'm near the beach or near the ocean, but I almost feel like I'm fishing. So either he was fishing at the beach or y'all were together at the beach, and he's referring to that time or that moment that y'all may have spent there. Okay, but it almost reminds me when I used to go fishing with my grandpa, so it may actually be fish or fishing. Going over here. Yeah, here's the thing, guys. Nene, here's the thing. With missing persons things, I don't get involved with missing persons situations or cases unless I'm explicitly asked to participate by the family of the missing person or by the investigators involved in the case. Because people like to reach out to me and ask me about a missing person. Hey, you should go and get involved with this, or you should go and get involved with that. I know from my training, especially with my training with Pam, who does that for a living, it's pretty much what she does for a living. Don't get involved unless you're specifically asked by the family of the missing person or by the police or investigators. So I don't get involved in those kinds of situations. So that's why I would recommend. So if I know that you're mentioning that the friend is missing, so what I would say is if y'all want me to maybe tune into it, or to if I can help them at all, which I'm more than open to it, and I do that for free. So that's not even a charge. That's like something that I'll do for free. But I need the family of the missing person, or just a member of that family, to reach out to me and to go ahead and ask for the help, because I'm not going to do it unless I get asked by the family themselves. If you go to my site, go to the bottom, there's an email right there. Just go ahead and email my Ed, my partner, my assistant also. Just email and let me, but it has to be the family also. I have a missing persons form because there are certain things that I have to start with to understand to be able to move forward. And that's usually when we ask, are you a family member? What's the situation? So I only ask for need to knows, not for extra information, because I don't need to know everything about them. I just need to know some basic stuff about the investigation, the officer that's in charge. Do you have permission from the family? That's the basics. But email Ed, and then if you can get one of the family members to agree or to be okay with that, then I'm on board with it. But I don't get involved unless I'm asked by the family. So that's why I don't engage in those kinds of situations. It's a very sticky and tricky situation. So that's why I do that. So, but I'm more than happy to help, and it would be free of charge. Okay. Yeah, Texans First Lady Ginger. Hey, my dad just passed and I want to know, is there any message from him? Yeah, the first thing he's doing is he's moving his arms up and down like this. So I don't know if he was having difficulty being able to lift his arms, or he had some issues with his hands, but he's doing this. So he's making this gesture for me. So there's a reference there. He also makes me feel, thank you. I almost feel like this, not so much that it was a surprise. I wouldn't say this is so much of a surprise. I just feel like there was an unexpectedness to when he passed. Because I feel like people expected him to pass at a certain point because of issues, but I don't feel like they were expecting him to pass when he actually did. So I kind of feel that way as well. He's acknowledging, thank you. He showed me the 20, I want to say it's the 23rd. So he's acknowledging the 23rd number. I thought it was the 22, but I was seeing that 3 significantly. So I'm thinking the 23rd is significant. So the 23rd of a month may be connected, or February 3rd may be connected, but there's a reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging there's a male with him, and I want to call this male like a brother or brother-in-law who may have also passed before him. He is also, thank you. I want to say that there's a Cancer connection to it. Sometimes when they come through together, it's because they share something in common, or they have something in common, and that's why they will come through together. But he's acknowledging like a brother or brother-in-law figure that's also there as well, and I want to say there's a Cancer connection. He also keeps acknowledging. I don't know if you recently posted if there was a special thing you did on Father's Day or on an anniversary that you posted, and it was almost like acknowledging like what you learned and how you grew up, or how like life has been for you and how you were raised, etc. But he's acknowledging something that may have been posted or that you may have put up that he's just trying to acknowledge or make reference to, that he's aware. Birds are a connection from him. So hummingbirds, and also just birds in general, like the cardinals are going to be connected to him. Okay. Cindy, I like the way she put it. Cindy. Hi, Ferny. Do you see a change in my career? Not right now. I'm thinking not right now. I'm thinking, I feel like in about 3 months, you're going to have an opportunity to get involved with a project or a program through your work, that might lead to some doors opening. But I wouldn't expect any doors to open until the second half of next year. So the second half of 2023. And that may be when you start to move in a different direction with your career. But I feel like for the time being, I'm not really seeing a whole big thing happening or anything changing right now. But in 3 months, you might have a project or a program you can get involved with through your work that might connect you with either people or with situations that open doors for you in the second half of next year, 2023. Okay? At that point, you might have an opportunity to do so. Also, and I don't know if people told you this or if you even realize this, if you ever decided that you want to get into anything that's like a performance art, whether it's like being in front of a camera or doing like skits or doing like either, I wouldn't say modeling, because I think there's more to it than that, but like acting or any kind of performance, I feel like that would be something you could get into as well, because I feel like that's something more that you could enjoy, and also you might actually have a knack for it. Go over here. Rage K5. Will I retire or change jobs this year? I don't think you'll retire this year. I do think that you will begin. Actually, I'm not even feeling confident about next year either. I want to say I feel that you would start the process of retiring or moving in that direction in 2024. So about 2 years from now. I know you're like, what? No. Like, I know you're going to be like, Freddie, I'm going to kick your ass. Like, I get it. But I'm seeing like 2024 being a year where you pull back on a lot of responsibilities, or you just start to move in the direction which feels more like a retirement. So I would say 2024 is more likely to be that end. You might change your schedule or change some of your responsibilities in the next year or two, but I'm not thinking that that's going to change just yet. So I don't think you'll change. I don't think that you will, well, you might actually change jobs. That may actually be it, because I definitely think retirement is more 2024-ish. But when I saw your responsibilities changing this year, it almost felt as well the reason why your responsibilities change is because your job may actually change. So yes to the job change. So yes, there might be a job change either August of this year, 2022, or August of next year, 2023. It does feel like the same industry, but it's a different organization or it's a different location for the job. So I'm thinking that's the change. But I do feel like retirement would be more 2024. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about that. Danny Sanabria. Hey, Ferny, do you see my boyfriend getting primary custody of his kids this month as you predicted? I'm going to say yes, but I feel like there's going to be a 2 to 3 month waiting period or transition period, meaning that he might be given a yes, but they may have to wait until like 2 or 3 months for whatever reason, which I don't know why they would have to wait for 2 or 3 months for it to complete. But I feel like more yes, but then also it's a 2 to 3 month transition period before he actually has like full custody. So it may not be an immediate thing. Okay. Hot Enigma. Hey, Ferny, do you see me gaining any notable recognition for my podcast that I'm about to launch? So this is going to have two answers. I don't see it. I don't see you becoming famous from it. So just to give it that to you. Ferny, what? No, like, I'm not telling you shouldn't do it, but that's what I'm saying. It ain't going to make you famous. But I see you getting attention. The reason why I see you getting attention for it, which might be a different type of attention than you intended. Reason why is because towards the end of this year, because what's going to happen is you're going to start it, then you're going to stop because you're not going to see the results you wanted right away, or you're not going to be content with what happens. So then you're going to decide, you're going to start to kind of pull back, or you may start to get a little bit inconsistent. And then later this year, around October, November-ish, you start to do more of it again. But at that time, you're kind of collaborating with someone else. In the process, it wouldn't even surprise me if you collaborate with like a significant other, because sometimes people will do something like that. They'll, like my partner and I have a podcast together or something, or a friend or I. But I feel like this is more of like a person that you would be involved with or something like that. But I feel like towards the end of the year, there's a either episode or there's something that you end up doing where you express yourself and you share a story or something you went through that was not the easiest thing to go through, and that does something for you because it starts to get people to want to pay more attention or to want to tune in a little more. But you also start to hear from people, and that's going to start to have an effect on you, because I think that what's going to end up happening in the next 2 years or so is that you're going to end up going in a bit of a different direction with your career path because of some of the experiences you have through the people that you meet with the podcast. So I think that might help you and get you some notoriety or some attention. But as far as like you like starting the podcast and suddenly becoming famous, I'm not seeing that, mama. But I wouldn't say, like, if you're going to do it, don't just do it for that. Do it because it means something to you. If you get into something because it means something to you, then you're likely to succeed and you're likely to get far with it. Okay. And you can prove me wrong. You're welcome to prove me wrong, mama. You don't have to like go by what I said. That's just what I'm sensing, what I'm feeling. Yeah, Moonchild, Oracle. So I would love to connect to my dad as well, if possible. Yeah, what's interesting is I'm almost seeing another father figure as well. So I don't know if you were raised, if there was two males that were father figures for you in your life, or if you have like an uncle or a grandfather who acted as a father figure for you as well, or was more like a father. Because I'm almost feeling this two father figure energy in spirit for you. So those are dad, but then there's also like this other energy that almost reminds me of a father figure as well. Now, if you've had like a stepdad or whatever, that would also qualify. What's interesting is your dad. He is showing me, thank you. I'm not sure if there's a picture of him where he's wearing a special hat that is a significant picture, or he's in the picture, he's wearing a funny hat. What I mean by that, because I'm almost reminded of like, so there's an episode of I Love Lucy, because I'm thinking of I Love Lucy. And in the episode, one of the new neighbors moved in, and he's from Texas, and he's got oil wells. Like, so they're all like, ooh, we're going to be, so they want to get on like the oil wells. And so they get in on the shares, and then Lucy, they're all trying to like pretend like they're Texans, and so because they were from Texas, and she comes out with this massive like overly sized cowboy hat, which is just the most ridiculous thing ever. It's one of the funniest episodes. And so he's showing me this. So I don't know if there's an image of him with a huge like big hat that's like a funny hat, like a sombrero or something, or there's actually just a special picture of him with the hat on, because he's showing me something like this. He is doing this as well, so there might be a watch or something that goes around the wrist that is significant or that is connected. He also is showing me red birds or cardinals. Red birds are going to be a sign from him. Look out for the feathers also, because you might find feathers in the most interesting place, like if you were gardening and you're thinking of your dad and there's a feather right there, when you're just about to dig and you're thinking of him. So there's something about gardening and gardening dad and feathers. So there's a reference to that. So he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. The 21st may be significant, whether it be the 21st of a month or February the 1st. So just FYI with that as well. Okay, let's go over here. Yeah, Sammy, I'm taking a trip up north in 2 weeks. Will that go okay? I think so. The date might change a little bit, or one of the days might be different than what is expected. And also the path to go might change along route. So like if you were going to drive, you might have to go a different route than what you had expected. If you're going to be in a plane, it might have to divert, or may end up, you might have to like if I were going to go direct from here to Hawaii, I might have to stop in like California. So it wouldn't be direct anymore. It would be like a stopover. But there's a feeling of like having to stop or change the route for whatever reason. So just FYI with that. Okay. But yeah, I don't feel bad about the trip as far as the trip is concerned. Yeah, KSJDM. Hey, Ferny, I am wondering when I will find a new job and what field would it be in? Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be an education organization. So I'm thinking it's going to be something like a school, university, or an education organization. It could also just be a type of it could also be that you're going to go and work at a school or be a teacher. But I'm seeing education organization. So I'm going to say that because sometimes people work in administration or they work, in the other areas of the education organization. But I feel like it's got that vibe to it. It also may start off contractual or temporary to permanent. So it may not be like permanent right away. You might have to start off contractual and then it goes into a permanent role. Okay. Michelle Dalman, 1985. Does my mom have a message? Yeah. So she's showing me hearts. So hearts are going to be a significant. It's funny because whenever I see hearts, that can mean a few things. I normally associate hearts with either a heart condition or a frame, like a picture frame with a heart, or Valentine's Day. So one of those would have to be connected to it. But I'm leaning towards it being more like February or Valentine's Day, or it being like maybe like a framed heart. But there's a reference there. I also keep seeing a bracelet. So there might be a bracelet that is connected to her, or a charm thing that might be an indicator of her as well. She is putting her hand over her mouth. Whenever I see that, that usually is my symbol for not having the ability to communicate or not being able to say goodbye. So if you weren't there when she actually passed, or if you weren't able to speak before she passed to discuss some things, that may be where she's going with it as well. She also is showing me ladybugs. So ladybugs are going to be a symbol from her. So look out for the ladybugs, because I feel like there's going to be ladybugs that pop up in the weirdest times or places. And that's going to be a sign from her as well. She also is acknowledging bedding. So I don't know if you have a blanket or a quilt or bed, something that's bedding related that is connected to mom, because she's showing me bedding. Okay. Yeah, so JT 1933. Do you want to come on? Let me bring you on, because I can probably discuss it a little bit more. Will you come on? Let's see what you're even in the list. I guess you can receive. Oh, it says now you can receive. Oh, I didn't even know. I thought it automatically did it, but now it says that you can have guests. Okay, let me go to you. Let me see if I can bring you on directly. JT, can you request to be a guest on here video? Because I kind of want to go live with it. 0 requests. Go live together. Let's change. Oh, interesting. Will remain the same regardless of the number of participants. Allow requests from viewers. Allow requests from followers only. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's that. So I don't know what else to do. I was like, okay, I'm trying to figure it out, and it's not doing it. Okay, I don't know. Okay, here's what I would say, JT, about the situation. With your dad. First of all, I feel like a feeling of negligence, meaning that I know you say shitty things. Sometimes that can mean a lot of things, but here's what I'm thinking, because I'm not thinking that like someone took his life. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking that there was a negligence. And what I mean by negligence is like whenever something is supposed to be handled a certain way, like if someone went to a hospital, was supposed to have a certain procedure, was supposed to be in the care of someone else, and something went awry or something went wrong that wasn't supposed to, I would consider that to be negligence if there was if they were not doing everything they were supposed to be doing. I kind of feel that sense of negligence. So I'm feeling that kind of vibe there. I also feel that I am seeing, thank you. I am seeing the month of January, interestingly enough, even though we're in January. And I know you mentioned September, but I'm seeing January. So the first of a month may be significant, or the month of January may also be connected. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's trying to give me a name, and there's going to be an association to this. By the way, guys, whenever I get names, I don't remember people's names to begin with, but names mean one of two things. Names either mean their name, the name of someone that's with them, or the name of someone that's alive that they want to bring up in the conversation. And they're going to try to get me as close to it as possible. So if someone is giving me the name of like Jan, and I end up, and the name actually ends up being Jen or Jenny, then that would still be this, that would still be qualified. So just so you know, but the name that I'm getting was Luther. I kept saying the name Luther. There's like a Luth or a Loth sounding name that he's making reference to or acknowledging. It almost would indicate that there might be an association with that name and a entity or an organization that might need to be a part of this, or that is a part of this as well, because there's a reference there as well. I also feel like the investigation or the report was a little bit off. It didn't feel like it covered everything or it included all the details. So something feels a little bit off with that. Okay. If you came on, I guess I could talk to you more, but I'm not seeing you, so that's okay. All right, let me keep going. Let me bring somebody on from Instagram. Let's see.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm okay.
Hi, sweetheart. How
I
you
wasn't
doing?
expecting to choose me.
Oh, oh, oh. Well,
I
what
wanted
you
to
want to ask me
ask
about?
about my mom. She wanted to see me the day before she officially went away mentally. Um,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't let me because she's COVID positive, so I wasn't sure what
So
she was trying to.
she was actually, yeah. So question, your mom, because she's apologizing, because the first thing she's doing is saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Do you know if your mom wasn't doing everything she was supposed to for
Yeah.
herself before she passed? Okay, because she's acknowledging her mistakes or what she wasn't doing that she was supposed to, and she's apologizing for this because she's blaming herself. She keeps blaming herself. I'm like, it's okay, it's understandable, but she's blaming herself. She's acknowledging that. She's also, thank you. She's tried twice to try to reach you through the dreams. So if you've had more than one dream or two dreams of her, that would be her trying to let you know that she's trying to come through as well. She's acknowledging the month of May. Do you know if there's a connection to the fifth of a month or the month of
I don't
May?
know. I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay. So the fifth of a month would be significant, the fifth of any month, or the month of May. Um, it would be an anniversary, birth date, death date, etc. But she's acknowledging that as being a significant month. She's also, thank you. Is there a Joey or a Joe name
I have
connected?
a brother-in-law named Joey. Do
Is your
you?
mother-in-law also passed? Is your mother-in-law
No,
also
she has not
passed?
passed.
I'm trying to figure out because I'm pretty sure mom's coming through, but someone else has got to be giving me that information for it to be starting to go in that direction. Is that the only Joe or Joey, or there's a Joseph
That's
or
it.
Jose? J-O. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Just remember this. There's another female that I'm pretty sure that's probably connected to the Joey name then, because there's another Joey reference. There's a Joey reference, but there's another female that I'm going to attach to that. So there might be another female connected to that side of the family, or someone that's passed in the last year who's trying to say hello to that family and is connecting to that male. So just FYI. But that female is a little older, so that would be more like an aunt or grandmother type of energy to them. So just FYI with that. With your mom, do you also know if she had blood sugar issues, that she was having
Yes.
difficulty with her blood
Yeah.
sugar? Okay. She also, yeah, because she was showing me blood sugar and I was reminded of diabetes. So she's acknowledging that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She is doing this. Are there two grandbabies or two babies in the family?
There's only one baby, but I've been trying to get, and it hasn't happened.
Here's, that's okay. Here's what I'm going to say. When I see a baby, normally it means one of two things. Either there's a baby in spirit that was miscarried, lost, or terminated, or there's a baby that's going to be coming in. But she said two babies. If you have one and you're trying to get pregnant, I would say that your mom is trying to let you know that she's got the second baby ready for you. So she's trying to let you know to not give up and to keep trying because there's another baby waiting for you. Thank you. She's
Okay,
laughing. There's two
babies
actually.
though.
So you might just FYI, she says there's two babies still waiting for you. So just so you know, there's two babies that will come into your life that are going to be potentially there. She also keeps acknowledging you. Do you also know she's doing this? Do you have a necklace or something that goes around the neck that is connected to mom?
Yeah, I have a neck.
Okay. Do you have a cross or rosary that's
No,
connected to
I do
mom?
not.
Show me something that reminds me of like a beaded necklace, like a rosary. So she showed me something like your mom was
Not really.
religious,
She
was
was
she?
very spiritual, not religious.
Here's the thing. There's another woman here because I feel like I got this other lady and she's starting to pop into the conversation. So we've got mom, then we've got this other female. This other female is super religious. She's showing me a rosary. So I want to say this is either a female that's like a Catholic or she just was a very, very religious person. And is somehow connected to either you or to that family. But this female would be super religious. This is the kind of person that like, oh, I read the Bible every single day. Like that kind of female. So there's another female that's with your mom that is making me aware of herself. She also keeps it, thank you. There might also be a connection to that other female because I'm almost feeling this cancer vibe. So there would have been a cancer association or cancer vibe. Do you know if in your family if there's a female that's passed who was religious, very religious, and had a cancer
I think
association?
maybe my grandma, she had like breast cancer. She died of breast, but I met her when I was really young.
Okay, that's okay.
That would
So
be my
and that's
dad's
mom's
mom.
mom. Okay. There's so your dad's mom is present, your mom's present. Your mom is just probably trying to tell you that the grandma's there for your dad, so she's probably let you know that. But then there's this other female connected to Joey people or the Joe that is also there as well. That's another person. Your grandmother is wanting to make her presence known, and this is not the kind of stuff she would have been into as far as talking to a medium, talking to a psychic, etc. So she wanted to be present because she feels she needs to, which is fine, sweetheart. You can be present. I'm not going to do nothing. So she's just wanting to just be okay. But your mom was just trying to apologize to you. She was just trying to apologize because she feels that she didn't do everything she was supposed to for herself. She's still making that smoke for babies. So either there are two babies with her that were miscarried, lost, or terminated, or there's two babies that may be coming in that y'all need to be aware of. But she's okay. She's
Okay,
not.
that's
She's
really
not
what
in
I
any.
need to know. And then just really about my dad, like I don't know what's going on with him or when he's gonna go. I don't know if she.
Yeah. Um, has he been having difficulty with his lower back and his legs?
Not that I am aware of.
Ask him about his legs and the pain that he's feeling. Because I'm feeling these like throbbing sensations going down my back and my legs, and I'm feeling these weird sensations. Um, have y'all been noticing him moving or walking around less and less and
Um,
less?
he seems to be fine. Like he's getting old, so he's doesn't move as much as he used to. So he could as much.
Now, this is not that. There's something else there. I want y'all when you have a chance, ask him if he's had any sensations in his back or if his back has been giving him any problems, and if he's having sensations in his legs. Because I'm definitely feeling these things in his legs, and I feel like this is just going to get progressive. I kind of feel like there might be a disc that is not really aligned in his back. Do you know if in the past he had an
Yeah,
accident or he had a
he had a
fall
fall like on his
on his back?
ribs. Uh,
Okay. I feel like something might have gotten affected in his lower spine. And now that he's getting older, and also just because of what's going on right now, there might be some shifting that's happening with the disc, and it might be affecting some of his nerves. And he may also be feeling sensation in his legs. If he starts to have that, he probably needs to go to the doctor because it may require some attention with that. I'm asking her about your dad. Never just doesn't
do
want to
I?
listen. Does your dad, is
Yeah,
he
he's very
stubborn, doesn't want to
difficult.
listen? Because your mom is like, she made a joke about it, like, no, he's your problem now. You can have him. You can have him. So
Yeah,
she's almost making a joke about your
pretty
dad.
bad.
Um,
They're fighting a lot.
yeah, might be, yeah, he might actually be bouncing around for a bit because I feel like he's gonna end up moving with another family member that's like on the same level. So this would be like a sister, sister-in-law, or someone that's on that level. And then at some point, he might end up with one of y'all. So be prepared for that.
Okay.
But that may not be until next year. He's not too bad on his own. It's just that someone would just need to check on him every day. If someone had like a spare casita next to their house, that would work for him. It's just that he needs to be still have someone to check in on him, or for someone he can reach out to if he needs anything.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's gonna need. But I do think he's
Yeah.
around times. Okay. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself. The things that you didn't understand, go back over the recording and then look to what I
Thank
said
you. I
because you
appreciate
will
you.
check in on this. All right. You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right, let's go here. Let's see. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, sweetheart. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I'm just gonna put on my headset.
Sure, go for it.
I was wondering if you could connect to my boyfriend, Steve, who passed away.
You said you wanted to connect with one of your boyfriends who passed away?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you say boyfriend, do you mean like a romantic boyfriend or like a friend?
No, romantic.
Romantic. Okay, got it. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, got it. So the first thing that I'm seeing, question, do you know if he wasn't okay in his head or if there was an effect on his head or on his brain? Because he's pointing to his head. So either there might have been some effects on his mental function.
He had a lash on his head when he was in hospital, but I don't know what caused.
Yeah, because so you said he had a gash on his head or a wound on his head?
A lash, a wound, yeah.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the brain and what was going on with this. Do y'all know if he was also struggling with an infection or they were giving him medication for an infection?
Yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging this and then also an infection. So I feel like this might have been a combination of the wound, an infection that spread within the body, and then sepsis. Do y'all know if he was also starting to lose coloring or he was getting very pale?
Well, he was in the hospital for a while, so yes.
Okay,
but,
because he's acknowledging,
noticeable,
yeah. The way he makes me feel is that this was due to an internal infection and it kind of went to vital systems and caused his body to shut down, and that's what he's making me feel. So even if it was just something that might have been a little minor, he says it led to this infection in his system because he's making reference to this. He also keeps acknowledging the 29th. Do you know if the 29th of a month is significant or February 9th is connected?
He passed on the 30th of August.
He passed on the 30th? Okay.
The 29th.
Got it. So he's acknowledging the 29th. Are you sure it was the 30th or if they just put down the date of the 30th?
The 29th would have been the last day we went to see him in the hospital.
Okay. He's just probably trying to give me the time frame for when this happened or all of these details. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. He's showing me, he's holding your hand. Do you have a picture of you two holding hands together?
I can't remember often. We have a lot of pictures.
Okay.
Probably,
What he's doing is he's putting two hands together. So either there is a picture of him with his hands like this, or there's a picture of you two holding hands. But he's acknowledging this image or this picture. He said he has tried to reach out to you in your dreams, but you might have gotten scared. Do you remember experiencing something when you were sleeping?
Recently, I had a dream about him.
Yeah. Could you not understand what?
Like you're saying, like he was coming back.
Yeah. Could you not understand what he was saying, or did it not make sense what he was saying in the dream?
Well, I was dreaming like he was saying that he was coming back and I shouldn't move on. That's what I was worried. Like I was thinking in my mind, but you passed away, you know?
Yeah. No, he was talking about this moment right now because he's just come back through me to try to communicate with you to let you know. He wants you to be happy. He also says he is sorry that he did not get a chance to marry you. He also says you would have had beautiful children together. So he says he is sorry about this, but he also says you would have had beautiful children together. He also says, Moni, Mani. Do you know there's a reference to a Mani or Moni sound or nickname?
His brother name is Muni.
Okay. He's wanting to acknowledge his brother, so he's making reference to the brother. I think he just wants to say hello to his brother and say that he is okay.
Yeah.
He says he is at peace. He is
He's
not.
really close to his brother.
Yeah, he says he's at peace and he's okay. He's not struggling. He also says to say hello to your mother as well. So he's acknowledging your mother. Yeah, he says to say hello to your mother. It's funny because I feel like he's being playful. Did he like to play around with her, or would they joke with each other?
He was very playful. He was like a very funny person.
Okay, because he's wanting to be playful, so he's just acknowledging that. He also, thank you. Is your mom a good cook, or is she very good at cooking? Because he's talking about missing her food.
He loves her food.
Yeah, because he says he misses her food. He says to tell her that none of the food in the afterlife can compare to her food, so that so he wants to make her feel good. So I think he's wanting to give her a compliment, to tell her none of the food in the afterlife is as good as yours. Yours was the best ever. So he's just wanting to let her know this as well. He also is acknowledging, I don't know if you're going to make a piece of jewelry or make a bracelet, but he's acknowledging a piece of jewelry that will be made or custom that will be in remembrance of him. So he's acknowledging something like this, and it may have either flowers or a lotus in the piece of jewelry, but there's a reference to this. But he's acknowledging to look out for this. If you don't already have this, he says that this is going to come to you. So to let you know about this, he says he wants you to be happy, and that he says you are beautiful. You will always be beautiful to me. And he says, please forgive me for not being able to stay. But he says, I want you to be happy. Promise me that you will be happy.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wishing you the very best, and you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay. Okay, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, going over here. Let's see. Lucio Chiquis. Lucio, hi, Ferny. You see me purchasing from my. Oh wait, where's it going? You see me purchasing my house this year. Good question. No, I don't think it'll be this year. I think it'll be about a year and 3 months. So I want to say it's going to take. Excuse me, it's going to take about a year and 3 months before you purchase. Okay, so it'd be about that much. You might see something in July, but I don't think you're going to go for it, or it just may be way too much that they're going to be asking for. So, but I think around a year and 3 months is when you'll go for it. Okay, going over here, going back to over here. Yeah, Miss Lizzie. It's been 7 months since my little bro was killed. Any messages from him or mom? I wanted to know how she felt when he passed. So the thing about it, first of all, she knew it was coming. It's coming because she makes me feel like she knew or she was ready for it. So she almost like she expected or she was expecting something like that to happen. So I don't feel like it was a surprise or a shock. But the thing about it is, thank you. He had been warned before this happened about either the people he associated with or about the place that this happened. Like I feel like he was warned because he makes me feel this way, but he just either didn't heed the warnings or he just decided to keep doing what he was doing. So he's making me feel that way. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. He is acknowledging the feeling of like an organized type of thing. You know how sometimes when someone is affiliated with like a gang or there's organized crime or there's some sort of affiliation, he is making me feel this way. So the individuals that might have been involved, there might have been an organized crime attachment to that as well. So just FYI, because I feel like these are people, or this is a situation where it's almost like there's no consideration at all for life. It's like, I don't care. It's not my life. I'm not worried about it. Like there's like a lack of caring about people's lives. So I feel like that's why I get that sense. It's almost like not a new thing for these people. The person that did this is either going to be killed themselves or they are going to be caught and then killed. Because at some point, the person who did this might not actually live for a very long time either. Because I almost feel like the person is living on borrowed time anyway. So just FYI, because I feel that vibe around it. Your brother is making reference to he's doing this. So I don't know if you have shirts that were made in his honor. with his picture on it, or if they, yeah, I want to say that there was shirts made because he's doing this because there's a reference there. He also keeps, thank you. There might be a picture of him where he's got like his fingers like that, or he's got like a symbol in his hand. There's some picture like that because he's showing me an image like that. He also showed me another picture of him, and he might have headphones on or have something that he's got over his head or over his ears. That might also be one of his favorites as well. So be aware of that also. He's okay. He's fine. He's with your mom, but he makes me feel like he was not expecting it to be as beautiful as it was. So I think that he was caught off guard or surprised by that as well. Also, he is showing me a tattoo, so there might be 2 tattoos that people, okay? By the way, guys, I know people are like, can you ask my loved ones what should I do or like what my future holds? They don't tell us. Someone was like, I'm gonna make an appointment so I can have a mediumship session because I want to ask my loved ones what I should do. I was like, it don't work that way. There are rules for them as well. They're not allowed to interfere in our lives or tell us what to do unless it's something that's necessary in the moment. But usually whenever I've asked them for advice or whatever, they can't answer because it interferes with the process. We come here to live a human life and we have to make decisions for ourselves because we're accountable and we have to go through the experience. They're not allowed to interfere with that or it would mess with our soul's plan. So unless it's something that is diverging significantly from the path or from what's supposed to happen, there's no real permission to get involved. So they don't really give us like advice and such. I had a client where her husband passed and she wanted him to help her with the decisions after his passing about the house and the kids and everything. And it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. They're not allowed to. And she had to learn to make those decisions for herself, which it's hard because it's not easy, especially when you are so used to your husband or your spouse being a part of the decision-making process. No, yeah, Leah. Hey, Ferny, Happy New Year. Can you tell me if 2022 will be better than last year? Had house fire, December 17th, lost husband. Is someone out to get me? No, not at all. First of all, the house fire, that might have just been like a accident or might have been something that was not like an intentional thing. So just FYI with that. But it's not that anybody's out to get you. Just because a bunch of really horrible things happen in a short period of time doesn't mean that someone's out to get you or that there's a curse on you or anything. People buy way too much into curses and then they give it too much credibility and then they become affected by energy more often. So that's why I tell people, do not buy into it because if not, you will make yourself a target for energy to be affecting you in that way. No, I just feel like sometimes when things happen, the energy is like energy. So things just tend to accumulate or happen at the same time. And so it's not that someone's out to get you. As far as your husband is concerned, he's doing this. I don't know if there was issues with digestion or the digestive system or being able to consume anything, but I kind of want to feel like there's a significance to this because he's making reference to revealing this digestive issue there. The name Brian or Brian or Brandon or Brad might be significant. So there might be a reference or connection to that name, either that someone that's with him that's connects to him, or that's someone that's alive that he wants to make reference to, or he's acknowledging as well. There's also a Carolyn sounding name that's significant also. So there might be a person that's also connected, that might be in spirit, that's got a similar name to that as well. Things will get better. Just wait 2 or 3 months because the energy will start to shift a little bit, but it's going to take time to heal and to recover all of this. I also feel that you will move, even though the fire itself, I don't know if you've already moved because of the fire. Sometimes people, if it's not a large enough fire, they will stay, but I feel like there is going to be a move. But I see 2 moves for you within the year. So you might have a temporary move first that lasts about 3 to 4 months, and then there's going to be a second move. And the second move feels like you're more stable or things are more situated by the second move. And that will happen closer to like the end of the year. Okay. CA Row, will my court date go in my favor? So this is going to be a little complex because either they might end up changing the court date or there may be an additional date that has to happen. I feel likely that it'll go in your favor, because I'm feeling like 70 to 80% it'll go in your favor. But there's a technicality that may not be addressed in the next hearing to go back because of a technicality that has to still be resolved because it wasn't able to be addressed in the next court appearance or court date. So just FYI with that. But I am seeing a change also. So there might either be a change with the first date and then an additional date, or there's a first date and then they add on that second one, which is just a different court date altogether. Okay, but I'm seeing twice. Yeah. Hey, Felix. Hey, Fernando. Any messages from my father? Thank you. Yeah. So the first thing he's acknowledging, thank you. I'm feeling this vibe. So I don't know if your dad was in the military or if you're in the military, but I'm seeing this. So I don't know. I feel like I want to say boss, 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 because I'm seeing this. So there's a reference there. I also keep acknowledging, thank you. I'm seeing a gun, so I don't know if you have a gun that belonged to your dad, or if you've been learning how to sharpshoot or to shoot. But I'm seeing something like that as well. So there's a reference to this, either that, or there's a connection to your father with the gun. But that's how I want to interpret it. So I feel like it's more to do with like learning how to shoot or sharpshooting. So there's a reference there as well. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He was in the vehicle when you talked to him, so you might have had a conversation with your dad after his passing, but you may not have done it around other people or in the house. You might have done it where, you know how sometimes people will like take their vehicle, they'll go out to the beach or they'll go park somewhere and then talk to somebody. That's the way he's making me feel. So he's acknowledging that he is aware of the conversation y'all had. He also he's doing this as well. So either there's a ring associated with your dad that you may have that is connected, or he's acknowledging a potential engagement or a ring that's significant because there's a reference there as well. He is also drawing on my skin, so there might be an intention to get a tattoo or to add to an existing tattoo that is also connected to your father also. Okay, let's go over here. Let's see, I'm trying to like bounce around here. I get nervous sometimes because I'm so used to only doing it for an hour, not an hour and a half, and I'm like, oh my god, I run out of time. I'm like, no, I got time. I still got time. So trying to get through these. Let's see. By the way, guys, if you're on TikTok and you want to come on video with me, you have to request it right down here. There's a little button that's got like a little loopy loops. Like click that, and I think it allows you to request it. Because I'm still learning TikTok, y'all. So bear with me while I figure it out. Yeah. Virep. Hi, is there any message from my dad? Yeah, I'm also seeing a tattoo as well, but I also keep feeling, thank you. So there might be a tattoo, actually might be 3 separate types of tattoos or 3 tattoos that are connected to your dad because I'm almost seeing several. But I also keep seeing a star or something that reminds me of like the shape of a star. So I don't know if you have a star that is significant for your dad, or if you saw a shooting star and thought of your dad in that way. The only other time I see a star is like whenever someone has like a prominent jersey with a star on it, or they have like a hat with a star on it, or the person was a police officer, or they had a badge. But I'm seeing a star, so there's a star significance here. They are also acknowledging the number 17 as well, so the 17th of a month may be significant, or January the 7th, which is just coming up, may be significant as well. I'm also feeling, thank you, there's a yeller. There's a dog in spirit, or a yellowy, it's either a golden retriever, or it's a yellow, like a beigey colored dog like that, or it's an animal that's got that coloring to it, because he's acknowledging an animal. Because I was seeing Old Yeller, which was I believe it was a yellow lab. I think that's what it was. He's flickered lights. So your lights, if they ever start to flicker on you, which is weird, and it's not a power issue, that would be a symbol from your dad. So he's making reference to that, or acknowledging that flickering experience as well, because he's making reference to that also. Okay. He also says he's proud of you. So he's saying he's proud of you, or he's proud of who you've become, I guess you can say it that way, but it's almost like a feeling of pride check. Okay. Let's see. Going over here. Let's go here.
Oh,
Hello.
Martha, you interrupted
Hi.
me. It shows me. Hi. I'm live with Ferny. How are you?
Hi.
Good.
I'm
I had a
good.
question. I was in a car accident with my boyfriend Kevin in 2015, August 29th, and he died. And I was wondering how that court case was going, and to see if he had any messages for me.
Yeah.
Yes, it was my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? Got it. The first thing, thank you. Do you actually have a ring, or did he gift you a
Mm-mm.
ring before you?
No.
Okay, I'm seeing a ring. So there is a ring connected to him, or there's no. There's the ring. I'm seeing a specific like a ring. Either there was a ring connected to him that you have, or there's a significance to like a ring
Mhm.
that has significance like a meaning. Did you
What happened?
after his passing? Do you receive
Mm-mm.
a ring after his passing? I'm
And a
seeing a
lot
ring.
of his stuff went underwater during the hurricane too.
Yeah, yeah. What are you talking about the ring? There's a ring. I almost put this in a different
I
question.
just
Do
got
you have a ring? Like the little.
I don't have a ring.
No. You have one of those
Uh-huh. Yes.
ring cameras that are. Okay. Has the ring been doing some weird things lately that
Yeah,
it
the
doesn't
last the
normally
bottom
do?
row of lights are turning a weird color.
Yeah, this is so. I was like, "What are you talking about, ring?" He's like, "The ring." And I'm like, "What do you mean the ring?" She said no ring. And he's like, "Oh, it's the ring." And I'm like, "I don't get it." She said no ring. She said no ring because I didn't understand what we're doing with this. Okay, he's trying to acknowledge your camera thing, doing weird things, and you're like, "What's going on with this?" He says he's been trying to get your attention. That he's been messing with that camera thing to show
Wow.
things on there. You might also have orbs show up because he's acknowledging orbs as well. Um, Birds are going to be a sign from him, but you might have birds, owls, or hawks, or other birds. So that may be a
Okay.
sign from him. So to look out for those. He also feathers are going to be a symbol. So you might have feathers
Yeah.
showing up in weird places. He says
Okay.
that's all a gift from him. So he's acknowledging that as well. He is acknowledging 4 tattoos. Do you know of 4
No,
tattoos
I just know
connected to
mine.
him? Okay. He says 4. So is there a number 4 on the tattoo?
No.
So there's 4 tattoos.
Mm.
I'm going to say, if you only know about yours, just know that there are 4 connected
Okay.
because he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging you. He has shown me the. Okay. Okay. He also is acknowledging the 14th of a month as well. Do you know if the 14th of a month is significant or Valentine's
No,
Day is
not for
significant?
him. Mm-mm.
Show me the number 14. So the 14th is either going to be an anniversary, a death date, a
Okay.
birthday, or a date of significance. So is it connected to either
Yeah.
you or him?
The
Okay. How's it
14th,
connected?
hopefully I get my divorce on the 14th.
Okay. He's acknowledging the 14th.
Yeah.
It's funny because usually it's anniversary. So it's possible that what he's referring to, but I would still keep your mind open to other 14 connections because he's acknowledging it that way. It's either that or it's January
Okay.
was yesterday. He thank you. Do you have a picture of him that is a collage where there's several pictures or there's a lot of because he's acknowledging that image as well. He also keeps acknowledging. Do you know if someone actually drew or made a
Yes.
piece of art for him? Okay, he's acknowledging that as well. He also says that he has actually come and laid with you in bed or laid down with you
I
and has
felt
let you know
it.
that he was with you. And that might have been, you got it. He's acknowledging that he was well. He also, thank you. Is there a Carrie or a Care or
Corey,
Curry sounding name connection?
That's his
Who is that?
brother-in-law. He just had a baby with Kevin's sister.
Got it. He's probably just acknowledging what recently just happened with them and also the Carrie
Okay.
of the Corey name. So he's making a reference to that. He also keeps making fun of the marriage. Is this not the first marriage that they've had? Is one of them been married
I
before?
believe this is the first one.
Okay, because he was making a joke about a second marriage, or let's see how this one turns out. So he was making a joke about that. Here's, here's what I'm gonna say. So he's referring to them, or
Okay.
he's referring to you.
Okay.
So just FYI, it's almost like a joke he made it out to be. Is there also is there let's say is there or
Not
Sheena or
that I know
Shawnee
of.
that's passed? This is like it could be Cheryl, but it's like a
Oh, I
Cheryl
wouldn't
sounding
know
name that's
anyone
passed.
that passed.
Woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Just remember that I said this. There's an older female named Shira, Cheryl, Shayna, Shauna. I feel like she at a hospital or she was associated with like a clinic setting. So there's a reference to this. Do you know someone in the family who's a nurse or works at a hospital or works
His
at a
mom.
hospital or clinic? Okay.
Uh,
So this female might be connected to them or maybe not connected. That's the
okay.
connection. So there's a
Okay.
reference to that. Just FYI with that. Um, he says
You're
thank you
welcome. Do you
for
see
fighting.
things working out in his favor for the case?
As far as I feel like there's two separate type. I won't say two filings, but it almost feels like there's two issues that are being addressed. Do you know if one of the issues is like
Yes.
negligence? Okay, that I think will actually work in the favor. So I'm feeling the case, but But I also feel like uh, do you also know part of it has to do with
I
criminal
don't know nothing
charges
about that, no.
against an organization or an entity where something would qualify as a criminal charge against an entity or an
Mm-mm.
organization? What was there a company that may be part of
Mm-mm.
the suit, part of the case? Okay. I'm seeing negligence, and then I'm seeing something else where that it was supposed to could have been. So it's almost like if if I lived in an apartment complex, had there been cameras or had there been a gate and it was working right, then this wouldn't have happened. Do you know if there was something like that was also a part of the
No.
situation with him? No, there's so much of it because I'm seeing something else that has to do with like there's the negligence part of it, and then I'm also seeing this other thing that has to do with an organization or business and how something was handled. Had it been handled the right way, this wouldn't have even been the situation, or
As
this
if
wouldn't
this
have gone the
wouldn't
way
be
that it
the
did.
outcome of the case or the car accident would have happened. If it's the case itself, there was I had a lawyer prior to the one that I have now that didn't do what he was supposed to do and breach date, so I had to fire him and I got someone else to take care of it that said if he would have did it the right way, it would have been done in like 30 days.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I do think that this around this. I also feel you might it because how it handled the first time, and that might even be brought up or mentioned in the proceedings because I almost feel like it's important to the decision. So you might keep seeing the number 7. Is there a amount of money that
Yes.
y'all are trying from this,
Yes.
or half? Okay, what's the
You
amount
got
that
too
y'all
many
get?
people on live for me, Ferny, for that.
Okay, here's what I'm
uh-huh.
saying. See the number 37. So the 37,
Uh,
37,000, 3,700, or 3.7. But I'm gonna say
okay.
okay. So
Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself. Okay? You're welcome, Josh. So I can't say online. People are gonna find out. They're gonna come after me when they find out I got money, which I get. I completely understand. Don't worry, I completely understand that. Let me see. Is there any video? People want to come on video on TikTok. I'm not seeing on request. Remember, guys, if y'all want to come on video on TikTok, y'all need to go and request it at the bottom here because I'm not seeing anything. Let me see if I see any questions here. Yeah, Marie or Marcy 13, I think it's it. Hi Franny, do you have any messages from my grandma who I never met? Yeah, interestingly enough, I'm seeing a repeating name. What I mean by that is my grandmother, I never met her either, but I named my little sister, I named her after my grandma, which was Irene. But your grandmother is repeating her name, so there might be a name that she shares with someone else in the family, or there might be more than one person with that name. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She is making the symbol for a cross, so either there's a strong faith connection or a strong religious or Christian connection because she made that symbol, so there's a reference there as well. She also keeps acknowledging the 31st, I think I want to say, so the 31st of a month might be significant as well, or March the 1st, because that would be the other option. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. There might be either a box or a container full of a bunch of old stuff that might have been hers. I'm also seeing like dishes or cups and stuff like that. So there might be dishes or cups that are connected to her or that y'all may have that are still hers that she's making reference to as well. Okay. She actually says that she's making the symbol for babies. So sometimes whenever someone's had children, they're like, hey, I know about the babies that have been born. Either that or there's a baby with her in spirit that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. Okay. Let me go over here. Let's go here.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm good.
Hi,
Turn my
sweetheart. How
light
you
on.
doing? Awesome. Oh, hey, awesome, awesome. What would you want to? What you
I
question?
don't. I
Do
wish
you
I
know how to
did. In
sing?
the shower.
Have you ever been in a
Hi.
choir or done
When I was
like that?
younger, I
Hi.
was in the choir.
Okay. If you haven't participated in like a choir project or like a project where people are singing together, you know those things that people do sometimes out in the middle, like one
Uh,
out of the ordinary, and then all of a sudden they're
right.
doing the moves and the whatever called flip flop. If you get an opportunity to participate in something like that, do it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you
Okay.
can also use it to your advantage. Right?
I just
With the,
wanted to see maybe if you had anything from my twin sister.
mm-hmm. Um,
Who's that?
is there did one of you have
I
like
did.
a mole versus the other one didn't? Okay, acknowledging the difference
Yeah,
with the mole, and that's how you could
that's
tell
the
us
only way
apart
you
because
could
that's what
tell.
she was talking about. Yeah, acknowledging that. She also keeps a thank you.
hmm
I love you. I love you. So she wants she you. Man, the amount of love she's giving me is a lot. Just want to tell you that right now because she's with it. I feel like she didn't want to go. She just did not want to go, and she just didn't. She did not expect this to happen. Was this a surprise or a bit of
Very,
a shocker for people? Because she's making me feel like
very.
I did not expect her to pass
I
when she
got,
did.
yeah.
Okay. She also made. She's drawing a circle. Do you know there were other people involved
Yeah,
or other
her best
people
friend was with
present
her.
when this happened? Okay, because she's acknowledging that. Do you know if she actually resisted or tried
I
to
don't
resist
know.
the situation?
I got there. I got the phone call when the accident happened, and I went to the scene. That's all I
Okay.
know.
She says she tried to avoid or resist the situation that was happening. So she was trying to. She
The
says
story
she
that
was
I
trying.
got was she
She's making
overcorrected.
me feel this way.
So I guess the car corrected, and it flipped. Uh-huh.
Wait, she was trying. Yeah. The vehicle. Okay, got it. Because she's acknowledging and she was showing me this. She also makes me feel like was she a little
Was
paranoid
she
about
what?
driving? Could she be a little paranoid
Well,
about
it
driving
was
or wanting to
late.
drive a certain
It
way?
was late. It was late
Okay.
at night, so the road was dark.
'Cause she was, I don't know, like, well, do you know if she was late where she was supposed to get to, or she was
She
paranoid
was
about
trying to get her
being on time?
friend to her house. I know that, and the the only thing I know is that there was a issue with the gas. Like she was paranoid about going over the $5 amount for putting the gas in the car, or $10 for the gas.
She makes me feel like she was driving. She was trying to get there at a certain point, so because she was paranoid about something that was going on while she was driving.
Or maybe
So
her
she makes me feel a little
boyfriend.
paranoid
She
about
was
it, and then was
communicating
like
with her
trying.
boyfriend.
I think she was probably running out of
hmm
gas, or she was trying to get there before she or whatever. But that's probably what she technology because she was making me feel a little paranoid. She does make me feel like she wasn't paying attention 100% though. She is acknowledging that. So she might have been on her phone, or she might have been not
hmm
100% paying attention to what she was doing. She also keeps the 13th. Do you know the 13th of a month is significant, or January 3rd is connected?
No.
13th of a month or or January 3rd, because she said 13th. So the 13th of a month or January 3rd. So that's somehow significant or relevant. She also keeps showing me this, so she's making reference to this as well. Do you know of a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated? She
Like
says
Friday.
there's that. She's acknowledging either there's a baby with her that was miscarried, lost, or terminated, or someone's pregnant.
My sister, she was pregnant at the accident.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, she's got her baby with her. She kept showing this baby, so she's acknowledging this. So she's acknowledging that she's got her baby with her, and that's what she's acknowledging. Balloons are going to be a symbol from her So did
did.
y'all release balloons for her?
Mhm.
Okay, she knows about the balloons, but the balloon is also going to be a symbol. So if you have like a happy birthday balloon land in your backyard, or you have these kind of balloons that just kind of show up out of nowhere, that is going to be a sign from her to look out for those, because she says that that's going to be a reference to her as well. Do you still have scrapbooks that she
I
had
have
or she made when she
notes,
was younger?
no scrap.
Okay. Book, and I feel like stuff is taped into it or stuff is inside of it as well. So do you have something that's got like something taped into it? Like it's of either she's drawing pictures. Do you know she liked to draw pictures of dresses or outfits or looks? There's something to this that she's showing me. What I'm reminded of, whenever someone want to design like their own brand or like clothing, she's showing me scraps together. Figure out where she's
I
going
don't
with
know.
this. You know,
I don't know.
go back over her notes or her books because you might find this, because she's showing me something. It looks like inside of a notebook, and it's got something taped to it, and there's like a picture of a
Mhm.
of an outfit drawn out, or there's like the sketches where like I wanted to look a certain way, but it's that. Do you also have the pictures of her where there's like sparks or stars next to her
My
face?
mother-in-law actually made me a almost like it's like a collage kind of like all her pictures. Well, not pictures, but like the obituary, everything after her
Mhm.
passing. So that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. Stars, stars
I
next to
don't
her
know.
face. There's a picture with her and stars next to her face. So either she took a picture and she added stars next to her face, or there's a picture of her and there's stars right next to it. Because she's showing me an image of this, and there's these like
It might be.
sparkly.
It might
It
be.
could be glitter, but I want to say it's stars.
It might be the reflection because her actual picture on her headstone is just of her face, and it's in like the clouds, and it kind of reflects. But other than that, I don't know.
No, that ain't it.
He's like,
No,
nope.
this is no, that ain't it. This is like glitter stars or stars next to her face. So either there's a picture somewhere and then there's
Mhm,
stars or glitter stars next to her face, or there's a picture of her with stars or glitter
mhm,
things in the picture with her. But there's a reference, or she's wearing sunglasses that are
mhm.
stars. But there's something about this picture, and it's a so just FYI, you might go through some stuff. But she's acknowledging
Okay.
this picture of her as well. She also
Mhm.
says proud of you. Sometimes, and sometimes it's necessary. So she's acknowledging this. She to be happy. She also says that you don't do anything on her behalf. You don't have to do anything because she's not here. She says she loves you. She keeps doing this with
Pinky
the finger as
promise.
well. So she keeps
Mhm.
doing this with her pinky. So just pinky promise. So she just says, "I'm not gonna
Mhm.
do it." She's with you, sweetheart. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, darling. Well, you take care of
Thank
yourself. All right?
you.
You're welcome. Take care. All right, going over here. Let's see. Still no video requests on TikTok. It's like nobody wants to come on TikTok, so ain't no video requests here. Um, oh, here's one. Let's see. There we go. Got one. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I just sent an invite. I sent an invite, but I didn't actually accept uh, anything. So I don't know if that's still relevant or not. That's okay. I'll keep it moving. I'll keep it moving then. I'm like, what the hell? Hmm. 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 Look right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's cancel that one. Let's try somebody else. Um,
Hi.
Hello.
Good. How
How
are
are you
you?
doing? I'm good. I'm
Oh gosh,
good. What do you
my
want to
heart
ask
is
me
pounding.
about?
I had a friend that had passed away last fall from suicide. She was my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah. Question. Let me let her tell me because I want her to tell me. She's doing this and she's bringing me up to the neck here. Do you know if there was a loss of oxygen to her brain
Yeah.
or there was something that affected her neck? Okay, because she's making me feel this way. Was this not the first time she tried this? Because she said she tried this 2 or
Yeah.
3 separate
That's
times.
correct. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Acknowledging that as well. She also, thank you. She also says the thing about it, thank you. Okay. She's a tricky personality because sometimes she would say things to kind of just make people question. It's almost like, okay, if I'm not here, you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna feel bad. So sometimes she these things to also manipulate her or affect people's minds, but then she also meant it sometimes. So it's almost like a mixed bag of her. She is blaming herself for everything that she was dealing with because she says that she wasn't stable. She had not been
Yeah.
stable for a very long time. She says she should have been
Yeah.
on them to stabilize her. She says, I didn't like it. Did they try to put her on meds and then she kept jumping off of it or she didn't want to stick
Yeah,
with it?
that's true. Yeah. She had tried quite a few things before. Yeah.
Yeah. She didn't like the way she felt on it, so she's making me reference that. She also keeps it, thank you. She also says, she says, I like this is a new look. I like it. I like it. So I don't know if
I
you changed
have,
something
yeah.
since the last time you saw her, but she's
Yeah,
acknowledging
I got a tattoo for
the
her
look.
recently on my hand, and
Well, she's
I
acknowledging,
did cut
she's
my
more
hair.
acknowledging your look, like your look has changed. She's acknowledging that look changed, so she's making reference to that. She also is acknowledging, question, the tattoo thing is in my head, so I'm trying to like figure out if I need to ask anything further than that. Do you? There's actually 3 tattoos connected to her besides yours, or the tattoo has
It
three
does.
three parts to it. Okay. Acknowledging that as well. Are you thinking about adding more color to it or adding something to it to
I
redo
actually
something with the
just
color?
today went and got touch-ups on the tattoo. So just
Knows that you just redid the color, so she's just acknowledging that. She says, thank you. Now she says, good job. So she's acknowledging that as well. She also says that was the thing with you. You always wanted everything to be just perfect, or it has to be the right way. It has to be the right way. She's like, you're obsessed. She's like, you're so obsessed. She showed me the number 11. Do you know if November or the 11th of the month is
um
connected?
11 connects with me. But November 11th,
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, so it would be the 11th or the month of November, and it would be significant,
Okay,
like a
her
birthday, the
birthday was
anniversary
in
date,
November,
death date,
so
etc. Okay. She's acknowledging her birthday. So there's a reference to her birthday as well. She also keeps, thank you. Is there also, I know
yeah.
you're
Yeah.
Brittany, right? Because I'm seeing your name. So you're Brittany, right? Okay. Is there me or a court sounding name
I
also?
don't know about that. No.
Okay. There's a because I
Okay.
was hearing Courtney in my head. So I'm hearing it's Kardashians. I'm like, where are you going with this? Um, do y'all know? Did y'all ever watch the
We
Kardashians, or
did, yeah.
were
We
y'all
would
ever into
watch a
that show?
lot of the reality TV shows together, and we would talk about it a lot.
Did something I've maybe seen 1 episode or 2 episodes. Did something happen significantly between Courtney and another person, and it happened after she passed, and you were like, "Oh my gosh, she would have loved seeing this happen," or "Jesus, like
I would
did
have
something
to go
happen?"
back through the episodes and stuff. Nothing stands out to me.
Okay, either because there's something to it. Either she's acknowledging that
Okay.
name being significant somehow, or that show, and something about that she's talking about a divorce, so she's
Okay.
acknowledging a divorce. So there's a reference to this. There's
Okay.
something to it. So I'll leave it at that because I don't know what it means. Got me that name. She showed me that show, and then she was talking about a divorce, but I don't even know. She also keeps. Did you make a Christmas ornament for her or something in like a crystal or
I
glass?
made her a memorial box.
Do you know there's like a
It's a
crystal or
glass
glass
box. It's got
association
a
with this, or
glass
there's
lid
like
on
an
it. It's
okay.
actually right behind me in the corner.
Perfect. Oh, got it. Perfect. So she's just like, in the crystal or the glass stain, so she's making reference to that. Did you actually put some ornaments or some Christmas stains in it during
No,
the
I actually
holidays?
kept it just there. It's her card, her memorial card, and flowers just all around it that I put.
Okay. Okay, let me see where she's going with this. Because she showed me a tree, and then she was talking about this crystal or glass ornament, and that's just, I guess you can call it like a memorial, which it is a memorial. But I also feel, do you have a bracelet that's connected to her as well, or a broken piece of metal? It's like a piece of something that's broken. It's not even a complete piece. It's like it's either metal or a type of like chain that's broken.
My Louis Vuitton, was that my I did get a necklace, and then she was in love with this necklace that I had gotten, and I actually snapped it like probably a couple months ago, and I was showing her before she passed what
Got it. She knows
necklace
that
I
you
was
broke.
getting.
She knows you broke her neck. So she's acknowledging the broken necklace and her necklace. You broke her necklace. She says my necklace. You broke my. She's fine, sweetheart. She's okay. She doesn't worry. She says it's so much easier there. She says, "Had I, girl, shut up." She thinks she shouldn't say in front of an audience of people who might. So, but she says she's fine. It's okay. She also says the distance between you. Is there a distance between you and her mom, or have
So
y'all not
her
spoken
mom
in
and
a
I
while?
actually had never talked before. And her mom was actually the one that called me and told me about her death. I'd never spoken to her mom before, but there's a physical distance and of course like the distance of us never knowing each other.
Yeah. She's just acknowledging that distance that was there and the disconnect there. But don't be surprised if you have opportunities
In
to
which we
reconnect
have,
again with the
yeah,
mom or to
we
actually
have, yeah.
be able to acknowledging that. Happy about that.
Awesome.
So there's a reference there as well. She says you can maybe be the daughter I never was able to be for mom. So she's acknowledging that as well.
Okay,
She's
thank you
happy.
so
She's okay,
much.
sweetheart.
This means the world. Thank you.
Darling, will you?
Okay, bye. Thank you.
All right, guys, we are at our time. So I love you all. I will be back on Friday, same time, same place. So that way we can do some more lives, okay? All right, guys, I love you all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.